Hello. I thought today I would sit down with you guys and talk you through my Pinfolio collection. This is off the back end of a recent TikTok / kind of Instagram reel I did where I showed you a recent stew pins haul, and within that was quite a few new Pinfolios that we ordered from stew pins. Somebody commented saying that they would love to see a bit of a close-up, so I thought actually that's a really good idea, because even though I'm certainly not a pro at this, God, that sounded like I was trying to put a little joke in there then. Even though I'm just a consumer of these products, I'm not an expert in these. I'd love to talk you through what we have, what the features of them are, the price, the colours, and why we have them. These are fantastic accessories and very useful products to have if you are a pin collector or a pin trader. For us, it just means that we can store our pins safely, but it also means they're really convenient when we go to events or when we go to Disney, or just to keep them looking lovely in our home. So without further ado, let's get going. Should I, I'm reluctant to like put this on my t-shirt because then it screws up Mickey's face and it just looks a bit strange. Who cares? Anyway, right, so the first one I wanted to show you is actually a product that I have featured on this channel before, and this is the Pinfolio Show. This has been very well loved already. You can see all of the holes in there. We have actually transported our pins from this into another product recently. So for now, you're just seeing it as a blank canvas. This was bought at the Stew Pins event and it retails for £35 on their website, and it has so many amazing features. I personally think if you are starting out with pin collecting and you would love to get a Pinfolio product, something like this is a really fantastic one to have as a beginner. This is why I picked it. I'm very new to pin trading still, and I thought this served a purpose perfectly and will continue to serve a purpose when we go to all these events. It has a window at the front, hence the name Show, and you can put all your pins on here against this lovely white background. And then on the inside you also have an extra little bit here to store your pins. This is what Pinfolio are famous for. It's this really fantastic, I don't want to say foam because I don't know if that's technically the kind of material that it is, but it's what they're famous for. So it's this really brilliant foam type board that you can really securely and safely pop your products in. It also has this plastic window in the middle, just so when you do close it up, your pins aren't touching each other and they're not scratching. So this is really fantastic, and I think really good in terms of price. You can get these in a few different colours. I personally went for this sort of minty blue with the purple. This was inspired by Disney and Days Out, who we crossed paths with at the Stew Pins event and we spoke to for a little bit, and I'm pretty sure they had this Pinfolio, if not a colourway that was extremely similar, and I thought, you know what, that's a really unique colourway and I'd love to have it as part of my collection. I believe you can also get these in pink, in green, in black. There's lots of different options on the Stew Pins website. Sometimes it is dependent on what the availability is in terms of stock as to what colour you can get, but they will always do their best to try and keep their website up to date with what they have available. This one I think is fantastic as a beginner because it's not too big, so you don't feel like it's a super intimidating product that you have to fill instantly. This was something that at the time totally served its purpose for us because we didn't have that many pins to trade or take with us to the Stew Pins event in March. So for us, all of our traders pretty much filled this front bit, and then any pins that we got from a trade, we just popped in here nice and safely. We have outgrown it, I'll be honest. So I've decided to now use that particular product to take with me to the next event that we're going to in London in July, and continue to use it to store pins that we get from a trade. So I'm going to go with it empty, and then any pins that I get throughout the day I'm going to pop in there and keep them safe. It's a super lightweight product, so I feel like at a busy convention it's not gonna like overwhelm me to have it on me, you know what I mean. Moving on from that, kind of talking about size and intimidation, that sounds a bit strange. We recently very excitingly got the Pinfolio Show XL. I decided to get this in black, including the front page board in black as well, because I just thought it looked really smart. And I also couldn't decide what colour to get. I thought black was just a simple go-to that I didn't really have to think too much about. Now, in terms of features, this is incredibly similar to the Pinfolio show that I've just shown you. However, as you can see, it's simply bigger. It's the XL version. This one I don't believe has a size name to it. It is just the Pinfolio show. I believe in terms of looking at different boards, this one looks like a medium size, I guess. This one is the XL, which means rather than just having the 2 black boards inside, it has, I believe, 10 available boards to put your pins on. This one is quite substantial, I'll be honest. The weight of this is quite hefty. We have put our pins in it, so you can see on here at the front we've popped our Mickey and Minnie pins, and then inside, which I'll happily show you, we have all of these different boards available with our pins on that we are ready to trade. I loved organising this because we now have so many more spaces to put our pins, and so we decided we will have a certain section for Mickeys and a certain section for princesses and Avengers pins and all sorts, so that on the day of trading people can have a flick through, but they will most likely see a page that's most related to their collection, and they can just stay on that and see what pins they want. We have grown our trading collection quite substantially as well, so it's been quite nice to actually see the collection grow that we're wanting to trade and be able to put it in a product that is bigger. If my research serves me correctly, because I did actually collect some prices for you this morning, this one retails for £99. It is a newer product on the Stu Pins website. I did watch the kind of very short live that Stu did on Facebook a couple of months ago explaining this product, so I believe it's quite in demand at the moment, so please do keep an eye out on their website for availability. We paid, we didn't actually pay £99 because we had some Stu Pins points from being a Stu Pins club member, so please look into that if you do want to save a little bit of money. And then we also had my club membership discount. So yeah, all these little things that help me save a little bit of money when buying these accessories. This has got, let me just count it so I'm not giving you false information. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 boards inside, and by that I'm counting kind of back and front to make 10 in total. And then you also have the front page, so really you have 11 boards available. You also have inside this really fantastic pocket, which I know some people may choose to put their backs in. We currently have, God, it's like a Russian doll thing. We currently have a mini trader board in there for pins that we don't think will necessarily trade very well, but we may use them for the pin for pin trading boards, and something that maybe we can do towards the bingo, you know what I mean. So we've got that in there as well, and it fits perfectly comfortable in there. This is something that we've decided just to keep our traders in for now. It is a bit heavier, and I do hope that it's not. I think it's heavier because it's now got pins in. I don't think the actual product itself is heavy. I do think on the day Joe and I will just take turns carrying it. Obviously we hope that it will gain a lot of interest for people to look in and want to trade, and for most vendors they will be sat down at a table, so it will be a super easy product just to hand to them. They can have a flick through at their own comfort, and yeah, it will be a really great product for us to have. This one, like all of the Pinfolio products, does come in many colours. The actual product itself, as in the bag, stays black. However, you can decide what boards go inside, so that's a really good way of customizing it depending on if you want to display a certain color palette of pins, or if you have a favorite color that you just want to have on the board, or you can just mix and match. It's a really great way of kind of keeping it fresh and exciting. It also comes with a strap. I do think this will come in handy on the day. And just carry it conveniently on your shoulder. I know I've seen some people who have extended the strap, they've worn it crossbody just for comfort. I do think with a product like this, with it being quite heavy once you have all of your pins in, ergonomically it'll serve you better if you have the strap across. It has also got this little pouch at the back as well, so I think this will just be something convenient for us to use if we have any card backs for our pins, or just anything really. There doesn't need to be a plan for what it's used for. If I haven't already said sorry, I've just realised I'm looking very casual in this video. I've decided to be comfortable today. You just saw me put like a blanket on. I have a hot drink. Please do get a hot drink. When you're watching my videos, I want to encourage comfort, relaxation, and I'm aware that I talk a lot in my videos. That's basically the whole point of them right now before I do any vlogs. So please do get comfortable. I certainly am. I showered, I put my new Disney, let me take this microphone off. I got a new Disneyland top off of Vinted. I don't know how old this top is technically. It may not actually be that old, but I thought it looked quite cool and a little bit retro. But I have I'm fresh out the shower, so my hair's still slicked back and I'm looking a little bit, I don't know, like I'm ready for bed. I don't know. So yeah, please get comfortable while I'm making these videos. Let's get you back on. I have also got, while I'm been doing my research, just a totally random side note, I got really hooked on watching Line of Duty this week. My mum came up to visit and it was the most perfect week, and on an evening we would sit and watch Line of Duty just because we love a classic like BBC crime drama. Then when I finished watching it, because we were watching it on iPlayer, it recommended Happy Valley to me, which I have already seen, and yeah, wow, I forgot how intense the first season is. So I've got that next to me ready to play, obviously once I finish filming, and ooh, it's getting a bit tense. So yeah, anyway, moving on. I'm just gonna have a sip of coffee. Also, while I have you in this little mid space, I have recently seen a lot of traction pick up again on some of my shorts. It's kind of crazy seeing some videos go from like 100 views to, I think one of them's on like 17,000 views. That's so silly. Like, ooh, it's just a video of me like putting stitch pins in a notice board, but I'm like, cool. Like, it's really cool seeing how the video grows. It's crazy. We're already at like 677 subscribers, which is amazing. I sort of said to Joe, I'm hoping by the London event maybe I will have hit 1,000 subscribers. I don't know. We do have a Disney trip booked very soon after the trading event, and I have every intention of vlogging our trip, outfits, rides, pins, shopping, everything. I can't wait. So please do subscribe if you're interested in that sort of content. I would love to start building this community even more. Everybody so far has been so lovely, so kind, so supportive, and yeah, blah. Anyway, let's keep going. For my own personal collection, I decided to get myself a mini Pinfolio show. I couldn't resist. The reason I think I was so drawn to this one was the colour. When I went to the Stupins event, I think I said this in a previous video, they did have the Pinfolio show in pink. And I was umming and ahhing, so I was like, which one do I get? I feel like even though I'm not really a pink person, this is just so cute and I absolutely love it. And the colour looks beautiful against the two there. Anyway, I decided on the mint and purple, and then I just couldn't get the pink one out of my mind. So as a little treat last month, I decided to get myself a mini Pinfolio show. I think this will be most functional at Disneyland. I'm going to take it empty. I'm not going to put any pins in it yet. And I think any pins that we do get while we're away, I'm just going to pop in here, and then I can also use them to trade with cast members, or if they have any of the trading boards out. This will just be really handy to pop in one of my lounge flies, and then I can kind of forget about it in a way. It's not super like big, basically. It has a little strap on here, which is really handy just to carry around. It's a very, very lightweight product, and I think even with pins in, it'll still remain very lightweight. You have a little netted pouch at the back here in case you want to slot maybe some cards in from your pins. You have your show window, of course. This front window, similar to the original Pinfolio show, has a foam board at the front, so I don't know if the camera will pick up on it very well. It's not the same as the black boards that are inside. Those ones are more kind of rubber feeling. This is foam, so I suppose you do get a slightly different effect when popping your pins in, but can I just say, really satisfying noise when you pop the pins in. I don't know if anyone kind of likes that kind of stuff, but when we were organising the Pinfolio show back at the event, I remember thinking to myself, I was like, it's really satisfying popping the pins in here. Anyway, so that will just be a really, really nice way of transporting pins safely around the park without feeling like too overbearing. I'm also very aware that, you know, before you go into Disneyland, I'm kind of very grateful that they're very good with security there. And I think basically what I don't want to do is rock up with this and have them have to, like, I don't know, put it through an x-ray machine and God forbid it be like looked at. Maybe they'll want to trade, I don't know. But yeah, this also, like I said, has the Pinfolio boards in with a little plastic window to protect your pins. All of the little details I really appreciate on these as well. All of the little zips have the P, I think it's a, yeah, GOPINPRO, which I think is the name of the actual brand. And then Pinfolio is the product. And I get them all from Stupins. I don't know if you've kind of picked up on that. Stupins, I believe, are the only UK retailer of GOPINPRO Pinfolios. It is an American brand and they are based in Florida. If you haven't already checked out Disney and Days Out latest video, they actually did a vlog which was released yesterday where they went and visited the Pin HQ. I'm so jealous, but I'm also so happy for them that they got to go and experience that. It looked incredible. And so yeah, basically all of the products come from there, and then Stupins are able to sell them in the UK, which is amazing. This is also another reason why you should become a club member if you are able to. It's £15 for a monthly subscription. You are able to get 10% off any of the products on the website. You do also collect points which can then be redeemed against products, and then every month they have a live sale as well as a Bing Up. So there's so many fun little things that you can get from this. If you are a newbie, if you've been collecting for months or years, something like this is great. We've certainly used Stupins for all that they are worth. We love them. As you can see, we are very loyal to them in terms of what we buy, and it's become like a monthly tradition that we go on the Stupins website and do a little haul. Something that Joe got, which is so exciting, is a Pinfolio backpack. This is the original, not the new version. Now, my understanding with the new version, just to differentiate the two, is this front bit of the new one opens up completely, and it's got like a Pinfolio board inside that you can flip over. It's like a little Pinfolio book that can be attached to the bag. All of the details are on their website, by the way. This one, however, is just a regular backpack with a board on the front. There is a bit of a price difference between the two, and I also believe the material could be different. However, I might be wrong on that. This one for Joe is a little bit more functional for him, as he just wants a backpack that he can use in the parks. He's not wanting it so much to store lots of pins. This one inside has a zip that you can access your board from. He chose to go for a blue one because that's his favourite colour. It then also has a secondary zip just below, kind of a smaller pouch that you would find in a traditional backpack, I suppose, to store anything, as well as a pouch here that can also be used to divide anything in the bag. You then have your main storage compartment, and for reference, the bag is a really generous backpack size. And then you've also got here two little compartments just at the back there to store anything. This will be a fabulous product for Joe to have around the park. You then have a zip section at the back here as well, with again a super generously sized storage area at the back. It means as well, God forbid you're kind of fearing that anyone may pickpocket you at any point wherever you are using a bag like this, it would be super hard for them to access it because the zip is quite intimately placed, I suppose, when you're wearing it on your back. You then also do have these compartments at the side for bottles, which is really handy on both sides, so you've got so many options. With the other bag, I believe you can remove the Pinfolios that are inside, so it then does become a functional backpack as well. But they're the main two differences. This one is more backpack focused, the other one I would say is more Pinfolio focused. Joe went for a blue board, like I said. These are the large boards, I believe. I'm going off of basing that this one is a midi, that's a large. So You could still use a MIDI board in there, but obviously it wouldn't fill the whole page. This is the same standard as all the other boards that come in the Pinfolios, and it's a great way of displaying your pins. This one was, I believe, £90. I will put up a picture, as you can see, with every product that I show you, just so if you did want to look on the website, you know what you're looking for. Again, we did use our points and our membership for this. Sorry, I am just looking at my laptop just for a second to make sure that I'm giving you the right facts. Yeah, £90, and it's just called the Pinfolio backpack. I believe the other one may be the Pinfolio Pro backpack. So yeah, different features, but please do your own research. This is just based on products that work for us and the functionalities that we want it for. However, StuPin's website has so many more products. Some are slightly older, some are brand new in terms of when they were released. So yeah, you can definitely kind of customize and see what works best for your collection. The final couple of bits that we have are not bags, but they are boards, and we have already filled them. So these are the MIDI Pinfolio boards. We have one each. I have one in pink, and it came with the plastic wallet to safely store your pins. This one for me was a great way of showing off my Sleeping Beauty collection. I think the pink just really enhances some of the colours in the pins. And then Joe also had a white one, which he started to put his Avengers and his Spider-Man pins on there. Again, a really good colour to show off some of the colours in the pins that you have. I do think for some people they may just choose colours that are their favourite. That's totally cool. And then some people will also choose colours that kind of show off their pins the most. I know Joe would like a green Pinfolio board to show off his Winnie the Pooh pins. That to me is like the most sensible choice because, you know, in the 100 Acre Woods, green, kind of a cool theme there. Those ones are about £8 each. I believe you may be able to buy a bundle of those to save a little bit of money, but very reasonably priced if you just want to grab one. And again, we've not really filled them fully, if I can get my words out. I've chosen to kind of be a bit more precise with my placements for Sleeping Beauty, but as you can see on the back, I'm also just storing some of the pins that I have on there, so you can get loads of pins on there for a very affordable cost. And then finally we have, as a little backup option, our mini boards. Now, a couple of these have come from StuPins when we've ordered the £20 Trader mini board set, where you get 5 trading pins for £20 on a mini board. And then we also ordered the bundle, so you got 5 mini boards. You could pick out the colours. We decided to kind of pick 2 colours for me, 2 for Joe, and then 1 kind of shared board, and they do come in these little plastic wallets. These were, I think, our first Pinfolio purchase from StuPins, and this was when we weren't 100% sure what we needed to store, what we wanted on display, what we needed to kind of look after, I suppose. So these were just a really affordable way of having these boards available for when we wanted to put pins on, ready to trade. This was quite a bit before I bought the Pinfolio show at the event, so in my mind at the time we put all of our pins on there pre the StuPins event. And then we thought, you know, if I didn't get the Pinfolio show, we would be able to present these to people to trade, and then it would be a really great way of showing off our pins. These for me now are just really good backups to put inside little bags if we have some random pins that we're not 100% sure on, or maybe like we're using one of them now for the pin for pin boards, or just really tiny pins that kind of need to be looked after separately. We've got plenty. I think these are the kind of things that you'll end up with like dozens of, and you're not really sure what to do with them, but yeah, they work, and they're just a great way of maybe displaying a spare pin that you might have, or a set that you're trying to build and you're not yet ready to kind of put it on a bigger board. I don't know, totally up to you really. That's the beauty of it. That is our entire Pinfolio collection. I sincerely hope I didn't ramble on, and I hope that the ones that I showed you, you got a little bit more insight as to what functions they have and why they're so special and so cool. I do believe for some of them they are a little bit more of an investment. However, kind of pin collecting in general can be seen as a bit of an investment, and for us, we want to make sure that we're storing our pins safely and correctly, and it just means that we can also just keep them all in one little space, as well as you can see, or maybe you can't see, we have our notice boards there, and we also have notice boards along the wall that's just behind you, and you end up with so many different options, but these just mean that we can not only store them safely, but we can transport them places as well. All of these at some point will be used for eventing. I think even these at some point will go onto a bigger notice board, and then I can have this one back, and hopefully it can fit in a bag somewhere. So yeah, all good things. If you do have any further questions, or you want to have a look at these Pinfolios yourself, you can either leave a comment under this video, I'd love to start those conversations with you, or you can head over to the Stupins website. I'm not kind of paid to say that, we are just very, very loyal customers, and they are the place to get them, literally. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day, whatever you're doing. Please do head over to TikTok, Instagram, or subscribe here simply if this is where you like to watch my content. I really appreciate it. Let's get to 1,000. That's my new goal. Like a month ago it was 500 and we reached that so quickly, and I can't believe it. So yeah, 1,000. Let's do it. Have a lovely day. I will see you later. I'll see you in the next video. And yeah, bye. Mwah.